get out the car, open up your legs, put your hands behind your back.
They shackled me to this metal bench as I waited for 3 hours.
I have never been humiliated in my life the way I was humiliated that afternoon.
Southern California residents say a trip to Tijuana turned into a nightmare on their way back home.
I was scared. I cried. I was trying for the officers not to see me cry.
Patricia Caro and Bernardo Montenegro of Fontana, Rose of Burbank, and Anna Salazar of Pasadena say they were treated like criminals and forced to pay thousands of dollars so their vehicles wouldn't be impounded at the Tijuana San Isidro port of entry.
They were telling him that they wouldn't release our vehicle without us paying $5,000.
It wasn't a shakedown by Mexican authorities. It was U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents detaining drivers for hours and then citing them with hefty fines. Why?
We just got into the wrong lane. That's that. I mean, we didn't do anything else wrong but get into a wrong lane.
It was not intentional.
The lane they're referring to is called Sentry Lane. Only pre-approved travelers can use this lane to cross the border faster.
Once you're in the lane, you can't get out.
You can't get out because of those concrete barriers. Drivers who've been trapped in this lane blame the roundabouts and the signs in Tijuana that are a bit confusing. Plus, navigation apps are sending drivers directly to the Sentry Lane.
We put in the address to go back home. It basically told us to go through a certain way, which is the fastest way. Sentry is the fastest way to get out of the border.
Everyone we interviewed say they flagged a CBP agent before they got to the actual checkpoint to alert them they had accidentally gotten in the wrong lane.
I never lied. I never even crossed in without letting them know I don't have a pass and I'm aware of it. So what can I do? I don't want to get in trouble.
This is happening primarily to U.S. citizens, not to immigrants or anything like that.
Attorney John Manley has represented drivers who've been detained, fined, and cuffed. And remember, in most cases, these are U.S. citizens and U.S. officials.
They basically shackle you to a bench for 2-3 hours. They say, yep, we're going to take your car or we're going to fine you $5,000 for what amounts to being in the wrong lane of traffic.
CBP agents say drivers got a $5,000 citation only after they had gone through the Sentry Lane twice. But the people we spoke with say they never got a warning.
A lot of people don't know that they've been warned because, previously maybe they were just passengers. So the warning, it's not a written warning.
Anna says what she witnessed while waiting to be released makes her believe this is all about generating money for the department.
When I was in the office waiting, one of the agents came in and he shouted at everyone else in the office, "Oh, we got another 5K. Obviously, it was someone else that went through the same thing I did. So I just thought to myself, well, this is just the business.
While shackled, Rose was seated near a man who was caught trying to cross the border with crystal meth. She says he was eventually released and issued a $500 fine.
When I got released, they said it was $5,000, which I found extremely absurd that they would charge someone with drugs $500 and charge someone for crossing this lane $5,000.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no statutory violation. I mean, the Century Pass, it's a travel perk. There's no statute that covers the Century Pass.
Have you been successful in winning some of these cases?
I've successfully argued them down. They still maintain that there's a statutory violation.
In the end, everyone we spoke with say they charged their credit cards to get out of this mess. They are sharing their horrific experience to warn other travelers.
The whole process of it is very traumatic for someone that's never had any issues with the law.
They're really taking advantage of all this situation down there. It's crazy. They really need to change their rules.
Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
Customs and Border Protection declined an interview with Fox 11 News. The public information officer explained that Sentry Lane violations are covered under federal law. Meanwhile, Bernardo and Patricia filed a petition to have their fines dismissed. CBP forgave 90% of their penalties.